And we're ready. All right, so it's the first week. I'm considering this the first week. And I know I've been kind of dripping some information into the group a little by little as we've, last week. And I think I had just a little bit more of a rough time adjusting back to the East Coast time zone from being in London. So it took me a little while to get my bearings back, but I feel like I'm ready to kind of rock this group with you guys. And so today is going to be a little bit of goal setting, a little bit of mindset, some strategy, and then what makes these calls always so impactful is if you guys just ask questions, because more often than not, wherever you are kind of hitting some roadblocks and obstacles, you're probably not the only ones that are hitting them. So I really want to make sure we talk that through together as a team today. So the goal of this group is to do a couple of things. Number one, it's either to get you to accomplish diamond for the first time, or as we all know, what does happen every once in a while is we lose our diamond status, or we hit a lull in our business and we kind of fall back. And so we need to regain that back. Or some of you are even working towards getting to that star diamond rank as well. So wherever you are at right now in your business, the goal for you is to not stay the same, but is to move your business forward. Now, how many of you have ever read this book? Have any of you guys read this book, How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business? Have you guys read this? All right, so we're going to read this. Everybody's got to get it. It is by Sarah Robbins. This book is an easy, very, very easy read. All right, super easy read. How many of you ever heard of the company Roden and Fields? Have you guys heard of Roden and Fields? Okay, I use their skincare, love their skincare. I've used it for 5 years now. But Sarah Robbins was one of the first distributors in Roden and Fields, and she is a former teacher and very shy. If you read her story, she talks about becoming a Roden and Fields consultant, and she talks about her story about how quiet she was and how it was really hard for, and just like some of the self-limiting beliefs that she had in building a business. And I look at that and I think, man, isn't that a lot like the rest of us too? A lot of us come into this and we're shy, we're introverted, we're homebodies. I would not consider myself an outgoing person, even though you guys may beg to differ, but I get my energy from being at home. I enjoy being in the comfort of my own home. I think that's why I thrive in this business so much, is because I can kind of do it on my own terms, and I go to events and I'm social, but then I get to kind of go back and do my own thing. So for those, Heather, you were asking, it's How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business. Sarah Robbins is the author of that book. So I want to kind of just start out with this. As you kind of read this book, I opened it up today and I shared this in my Diamond page this morning. And I actually went into this book to do my Business Tip Tuesday. And I'm like, I need some inspiration. I felt like I was kind of struggling to find something, to talk about today for my Business Tip Tuesday on my business page. And I knew what I was looking for. It was a chapter on inviting that she had wrote that I wanted to share. And I opened it up, and the chapter I opened, look, you can see I highlighted the whole thing a couple of years ago when I read it, but it says preparation, think like a CEO. And I started to read this chapter and I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what the assignment was I gave you yesterday in this group. And then it was exactly what we were talking about today. And I thought, okay, I'm clearly on the right path, because if she's writing a book about it, she's one of the top sales in Roden and Fields, and I'm teaching you guys, okay, we're on the right path. But as I began to read through this chapter, and how many of you have actually been coaches for a while? How many of you have been? Some of you have been in the business for a while. It's so easy. It's so easy, even 6 months, a year in the business, to get away from the things that actually brought you success in the first place. And so as I was beginning to read through my book, and this morning I thought, oh my gosh, there are some things in here that even I stopped doing. And just as we kind of go through this, number one, as you build your business, diamond is not hard. Getting to diamond is not. You may tell yourself it's hard, but it's not. Diamond is a decision. It's a decision in your mind that you make to say, I am going to invite people to join my business. It's a decision. And when you sit down every day, you say to yourself, the goal is diamond. Okay, do all the activities to get me to diamond. So when you sit down to build your business, what are you going to do? Are you going to scroll through social media? Are you going to make posts about your challenge groups? Are you going to refresh your back office to see if your customer sale went through? Are you going to chat on the phone to a friend about, I don't know, just something random? No, you're going to sit down to your business and you are going to be purposeful and planned with the time that you have. And so Diamond it is a decision that you make. Each one of you can get there, but it's very much a mindset. So that's part of it, purposeful and planned. So the second part is you've got to allocate time. And that's why I asked you to do the assignment that I asked you to do yesterday, where I said, allocate business hours. The one biggest myth that I want to bust right now is you don't need to sit at your computer for 8 hours a day and build your business to be a successful Beachbody coach. You just don't. I built my business to number 1 in the company on having a babysitter 3 hours, 2.5 days a week. I did it. I did it in the pockets of time, but I was very purposeful. I was very planned. I learned how to say no, because there are a lot of things in your business that are going to sound good. So for example, like we've got the launch of Double Time, and we've got Prepare to Be Obsessed, and we've got November to Remember. And we've got all these things that are coming out. What fits into your mold? What fits into your bucket? You might say to yourself, all right, Prepare to Be Obsessed sounds like a good free group to do, but I'm already started on this path and I need to stay on that path, right? So, you can't always look at what the leader is doing. You can't always look at what the team is doing. You have to really look at what you need to do, what's purposeful for you to have success. Another thing that I did, as a new coach, really trying to work towards building my income, was I made sacrifices. I was purposeful and I was planned. So I knew that, okay, I couldn't lay on the couch for 2 hours in the afternoon and watch soap operas anymore and take a nap. Like, okay, I was going to use that time to build my business. On the weekends, I got up in the morning and I sat down and I built my business. Now, even during that time, even though I devoted hours to it, I knew exactly what I was going to do during the time when I sat down that was going to help me to get where I needed to be. And at the end of the day, I started to have this reflection with myself. Have I moved my business forward? Have I invited people to join my team? And so when you're getting to Diamond or Star Diamond, at the end of every day, the question you're asking yourself is, did I sign up a new coach? Did I invite X amount of people to join my team? Did I follow up with people from yesterday that were going to join my team? Did I talk to the person that I want to be my Emerald coach and talk to them about the ways that they can invite people to join their team? So did I do things that were going to bring me closer to the goal of getting to Diamond or Star Diamond? And so that's the way. And if I said no, I didn't beat myself up over it. I would say to myself one of two things. Okay, before you go to bed, go send some invites if you didn't send them already. And I made that a priority to myself to say, I'm going to send the invites. And I just didn't go to bed until I did it. Or at the end of the day, I would say, all right, I did send the invites, but I didn't really make any progress today. So I would just give myself a reflection and I would say, okay, where did I miss the mark? Was it that I spent too much time on the post? Did I spend too much time in my challenge groups? Did I not move fast enough? Did I get distracted by something? And so I just learned through day by day by day, sort of just, giving myself that reflection of how to kind of go back and, how to kind of massage my business into being what I want it to be. So purposeful and planned. Hours, like setting aside business hours. Most of us, this is not our primary income, or this is not our full-time job. Some of us, we want it to be, but we've got to be purposeful and planned with our activities. The next thing is what you're telling yourself. So are you sitting down to the computer and you are so excited about this business opportunity that you cannot wait to tell people? And is your energy through the roof? And are you really excited? Or are you sitting down and the first thing that goes through your mind is, nobody's going to want to join my team. I'm so nervous. What if they tell me no? What if they reject me? What if somebody thinks I'm trying to sell them? And so what you have to do is you got to take that step back and you have to say, before you sit down, you say to yourself, you envision yourself as a Diamond coach. What is it going to feel like? How is it going to boost your confidence? And then you say to yourself, even if you are an Emerald coach right now and you've been a coach for 2 weeks, you sit down and you say to yourself, I am a leader in the company. I am a top producer. I am a top 10 coach. I created a strong culture, and you speak to yourself as if you've already accomplished that goal. And you don't want to use you want to make sure you're bold. Everybody wants to join my team. People can't wait to sign up. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have the best team culture ever. People are going to be banging down my door to join me. And so you just talk to yourself that way, right? You talk, and the more you actually feed those positive affirmations, the more that it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you sit there and you say to yourself, nobody wants to join my team, or everybody's going to tell me no, what's going to happen? Wherever you focus is where you go. I was skiing in Utah with Jeff Hill, who was the vice president of the company for sales. And we were talking, and he was talking about the mountains. And he was like, when he's teaching me how to ski, he goes, Melanie, you don't look over the cliff. And there was this really deep cliff, and I was for the first time ever skiing in my life, and I'm in the mountains of Utah, and I'm freaked out beyond belief, right? And he goes, don't look at the cliff. If you look at the cliff, your skis are going to go to the cliff. He goes, but if you look at the base of the mountain and you keep your skis towards the base and you keep looking at that, that's where you're going to go. And so I would go, and I was doing the pizza thing the whole way down, and I'm going, look at the mountain, look at the mountain, look at the mountain, don't look at the cliff, don't look at the cliff. And I just kept looking at the mountain. And where did my skis go? Right into the mountain. I didn't go over the cliff. And it's like that in your business too. If you are so fixated on all the things that could go wrong, you will make them happen. But if you wake up in the morning and you say, I am going to be successful at this, it may not happen instantly, but I promise you over time, you will get there. All right, so we're focusing on the goal. We map it out. So you take that little diagram that I gave you this morning. You put those people's names on that list. Even if you haven't invited them yet, I want you to put them on that list and then invite them today. And if somebody says no, you erase them from the list, you put somebody else in there. And every time somebody tells you no, you do not let that discourage you. You say to yourself, okay, it's no, not right now. It doesn't mean no, not ever. It just means not right now. On to the next. And you just move on to the next. And you just keep inviting, and you keep adding to your contact list. And you take this little business activity tracker and you do it. And you do it on crack. You do if it says invite 5 people, you invite 10 people. If it says add, 3 new contacts, you add 6 new contacts, because the more people you invite, the more people that you do this with, the faster you are going to get there. All right, so use your time wisely. One of the things I was talking to a coach yesterday, I said, don't listen to calls when you're just sitting at your computer. Listen to calls when you're cleaning the house. Listen to the National Wake Up Call when you're on your way to and from work. Listen to that stuff when you have downtime where you're driving and you can't focus on something else. Or when you take a bath and you're laying in the bathtub, put your earbuds in and listen to a call. That's the kind of stuff that I do to save me time so that I'm using my time as efficiently as possible. All right, so mindset is very, very important. The next thing is just clearly writing down why you're doing what you're doing. So diamond is not so much about getting to diamond, it's about who you become in the process. All right, so, diamond is great. Once you reach diamond, you get to go into the rising stars. We have these great leadership calls every Wednesday. You're recognized as a leader. You get invites to our team events. You get recognition. It is awesome. But it is a stepping stone to building a business. If you think when you get to diamond that money's going to start falling from the sky, you're mistaken on that, right? It's kind of just a stepping stone. Now you're at the highest compensation plan you can get. You've gone from $14 as an emerald. Now you're cycling at $18. Trust me, that adds up very quickly. Your cap goes from $250 a week to $2,000 a week. Now you really can say to yourself, I'm diamond. I need to build my team. I really need to invite the right people to join me. Yes, I'm trying to fill in these bubbles. I'm trying to get to diamond, but now I want to make sure that I have the right people on my team so that we are generating volume and income for the entire organization. All right. And then what happens along the way is when you look back and when you become a diamond coach, you look back and you say to yourself, wow, I worked really hard. I really earned that. I got to diamond. That was all me. And then you begin to craft more of your story. Your story it starts to have a little more depth to it. You know, you learn how to overcome obstacles. You add that little success in your back pocket. It helps you shape you to be the leader that you will become, because we always continue to grow in this process. All right. So, you know, and really just having that clear why, what about becoming a diamond coach really, why is that important to you? And each of us should have our own reason why. And what I want you to do is I want you to create some sort of visual for yourself that diamond means to you. All right. And so maybe it is, you know, maybe it is an outfit that you're going to buy yourself, or maybe it is Christmas presents for your kids for the holidays, or it's a charity that you're going to donate to, or, you know, maybe it is that you're going to get together with your challengers and the coaches that you do have, and you're going to have a little party. Maybe you're going to take your family out for a date night, you know, with the family, and go away for a night, and you pay for the hotel, and that's how you're going to celebrate that victory. But give yourself something that you're sort of shooting for, that you will reward yourself with when you get to that goal, something that everybody that's close to you can get behind. And then what you do is, now we got to break it down. So once we set a goal, how many of you are like, gosh, that seems so far away? Rebuilding my business to diamond, or getting to diamond seems so far away, or getting my 2 emeralds might seem a little bit challenging in the process. So now what I want you to do is, we're going to break it down. What do? We don't eat an elephant all at once. We kind of break it down into small bites, right? That's how we roll. So let's just say we've got to get 12 coaches. And I always look at my organization, and this is kind of the first thing that I do is I look at my team, and let's just say we've got our diamond, right? And so let's just say we've got, you know, maybe you already have 3 coaches on each side, and you go in and I look at those 3 coaches, you know, and I know you can't see this, but I look at those 3 coaches and I say, all right, is Jamie, what's Jamie's level of interest? Do I think, is Jamie loving her Shakeology? Is Jamie checking into the challenge groups, or has Jamie gone silent? When somebody goes silent and they aren't responding to my Facebook messages and they aren't checking into the challenge groups, that is like red flag. That is red flag. I immediately reach out to them. I send them a text message if somebody stops checking in. Even though they're not a customer, they're a coach, I still have to give them excellent customer service. Especially as you are signing up coaches for the first time, make sure that they're loving their Shakeology. Make sure that they're in a challenge group. You know, make sure that they are involved in the community and the culture of Team Beachbody. But if Jamie, despite all of my efforts, is not responding, I am going to put a big red circle around Jamie's name. Because in my mind, I'm like, Jamie's going to cancel her Shakeology. She's going to cancel. Or she's going to quit because she's not responding to me and I don't know what's going on. So in my mind, I circle Jamie because I'm like, she needs to be replaced. Not like, you know, but you got to have backup, right? You got to have somebody else that's kind of there. So what I do is I go down through and I look at each one of my coaches. I sort of put a red circle around the ones I'm not sure how long they're going to stay. I'll put an E or a green circle around the ones I think are going to be emerald. All right. And so then what I do is I take a good look at my organization. Who do I have? Who do I not have? And then I set a goal for myself. Okay, based on my business, I need to sign up X amount of coaches. And let's just say we need to sign up 8 coaches. Let's just say 8. 8 coaches will get me to diamond. Now, if we look at that and we say to ourselves, okay, 1 out of every 10 is going to say yes. Sometimes you get lucky and you have a better probability. And sometimes it's like 30%, you know, 3 out of 10. You just never know. It depends on the month. So if I need 8, I'm going to write down that I need to invite 80 people to sign up on my team. I need to think of every challenger, every free customer, every person that is even going to join a challenge group with me. And I am going to lead with signing up as a coach right from the get-go. Like, that's just my mindset. I am so laser focused on signing up people as coaches. I'm not going to look anywhere else, right? So every customer, do you want to sign up as a customer or do you want to get the 25% discount, right? I just lead with that. That's how I got myself to diamond. And then I go back through, okay, every customer that I currently have that Shakeology order is going to be scheduling to ship in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to go to them. Hey, I know how much you're loving your Shakeology. Would you be interested in saving 25% next month as signing up as a coach? So right there, think of how many people you can invite right now that have either been in challenge groups of yours, previous challenge groups. You know, think about all the people that you can invite. That should give you at least a handful to work with. And so you just say, if I have to do 80 of these invites, I'm going to break it out. And how many do I need to do per day if I want to be diamond in a month from now? So 30 days, I don't do math, so somebody put it in the comment section. 30 days divided by 80, how many invites do you need to do per day? All right, coaching invites. And that's not the minimum. That's just like if you were going to chunk this away a little bit at a time, that's how many coach invites you would do per day. All right, obviously, 3 a day. So 3 a day. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But think about if you kind of up that game and you did it a little bit faster, you would get to the goal faster. All right, so now you got to think about your invites. You can start sending those invites. Then what you're going to do is I'm going to give you another opportunity. We're going to do a sneak peek next week. We've got a 3-day sneak peek that's going to run next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'll post the link in the group. It'll be a Facebook group that you can invite to. And I'm going to be asking some of you, and maybe you want to volunteer to go in and help with it and share maybe your story, or talk about what is a Beachbody coach, or talk about, how Beachbody's changed your life or your transformation, or how you're building your business working part-time, or something that it's financially done for you. Part of, building a business is stepping outside of your comfort zone and sharing a little bit about what the opportunity has done for you too. So we're going to do that next week. So we're going to invite and try to get people to join in to that sneak peek. We're going to get people to sign up coming out of that sneak peek as well. Other things that you can do is, outside of just those personal invites, but also say to yourself, okay, at least 4 times a week, I want to make a post about coaching. I want to make some coach life posts. Yes, 4 times a week. 4. I'm not even kidding you. We are trying to crush this business. We got to talk about it, right? I mean, think about how many times you talk about challenge groups and how long it takes people to sign up for a challenge group. You got to beat your head off a wall before people are like, I get it, I'm signing up, right? We got to talk about it, because just because you post about it today doesn't mean your whole network of people is online. And it doesn't mean what you talked about today actually resonated with somebody that saw it. But the post you make tomorrow definitely could. So what I want you to do is let's brainstorm a couple of ideas for this week. You're going to get paid on Thursday. You're going to do a payday post. All right, definitely a payday post. What has your paycheck helped you to do this week? I want you to talk about it. I want you to be bold. You guys saw my post that I made last week over the weekend on Saturday about the top 10 things Beachbody has done for me financially. There you go. There's another one. Why don't you talk about community, accountability to your fitness, being able to save money for Christmas presents or things that you're able to do. Think about the environment, the prizes you get from Team Beachbody, right? Getting to work your own business hours, getting to be home with your kids, or, yes, you have a full-time job, but this is something you're really passionate about. It doesn't feel like work and you get a discount. And so think about all the things. I want you just to make a list of all the things you can post about. And then what I want you to do is, as you make that list, then you're going to start taking the pictures. And then I want you just to sit down and make the post. Unapologetically, make the post and post. And then you say to people, if this is something you want to do, if this piques your curiosity, send me a message, like this post, and I will give you the details on what coaching is all about. So that's your in. And every single person that likes it, every single person that comments, if they're not already a coach, you're going to send them a private message, and you're going to thank them for the love on your Facebook post, and you're going to ask them if they are interested in learning more about the opportunity. All right. And so I want you to keep track of it. The ball is totally in your court at this point to make it happen. So the more eyes you can get on it, the better. All right, so here's what I want you guys to do. Make those posts 4 times this week. It's only Tuesday, so you can get in 4 this week. You figure out the number of people you need to invite so that you can get to the goal of diamond. When you invite somebody this week, we're not just adding them to the sneak peek. Your goal is to close those people this week and get them to sign up, okay? That's your goal. And you're not deferring to next week. Next week, when we do our invites, anybody that didn't sign up this week, then we'll invite those people to the sneak peek. That'll be our follow-up for next week. For this week, we're just like getting them signed up, and then we'll get them started right from the get-go. When somebody says, yes, I would like more information on coaching, now I want you to sit down and I just want you to write yourself a script. I want you all to write your script when somebody says, yes, I would like more information. What are you going to say to them? In a few paragraphs, I want you to say, here's what a Beachbody coach is. Like, I have been a coach for, a couple of months or 2 weeks, or I've been doing Beachbody fitness programs my whole life or for the past 4 years. I've been following Team Beachbody and they're finally available in the UK or wherever you're at, right? I've been following Beachbody coaches and I've decided to become a coach because I believe in the mission. They're an awesome company that has amazing fitness programs, and the nutrition guides and the fitness programs and the support has helped me lose X amount of pounds or has given me my confidence back. And I want to share that with other people. I love that I can help people reach their health and fitness goals. I can earn a commission for helping other people, and here's a little bit more about what coaching is. And so then you give them either, what is Team Beachbody? You can pull the video from, Team Beachbody's website. You can share one of our past business opportunity calls. You can share my link to the 5-day sneak peek that I have. It's just a blog post with all the posts on there. But think about, what is it that you want to share with people? Heck, you can even make your own little video that is like 10 minutes that explains what Beachbody coaching is all about that you could share with people too. So I want you to come up with it right away. And then at the end, you always end with a question. Is this something that you're interested in? Like, check this out, and keep it pretty short. Just a couple of paragraphs, just talk high level. This is what coaching has done for me. Send that over. Ask a question at the end if they're interested in learning some more. So you send that off, and then you wait for them to come back and answer you back. And then if they don't answer back right away, you follow up the next day. Hey, did you get a chance to watch that video? Or hey, did you get a chance to check this over? Let me know what you think. I have people that are like, yeah, I didn't get to it yet. Or okay, I'll check back with you on Friday. And then Friday rolls around, I check back in. Nope, I didn't get to take a look at it. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm running a sneak peek next week. Would you like me to add you to that group? So like after the third follow-up, then I'll ask them if they want to join the sneak peek group. But I'm relentless. Like, I just keep asking. I'll just keep going until they either say yes or no. But all the while, even though they haven't responded, what are they doing? They're watching my social media. They're watching my posts. They're seeing my workouts. They're seeing the superfood shake. They're seeing how much fun I'm having. And then I'm talking about what the opportunity has done for me so far as an individual. And so then it's making it more and more enticing, and they're leaning in and they're listening. But if I don't do those posts, then nothing's going to happen. Nothing. Like there's going to be nothing for them to kind of feel drawn to. So that's why it's really important for you to be really bold about putting it out there, is because you're trying, all these people you're inviting, you're trying to show them like, hey, I know what I'm talking about. Hey, you should join me, and so that's where you're trying to kind of reel and kind of attract people to you. So we're working on posts. We're working on conversations, and we're working on invites. And the last thing that we're going to focus on is those people that are going to get to Emerald. All right. So I want you to look at who those 2 people are. And if you already have an Emerald, I want you to do this. I want you to get 2 more people for that person. All right. So your Emeralds need to be solid, not shaky. And they need to be growing too. So everything I'm sharing with you, everything that you're learning through the coach trainings, everything that you're learning in the Coach Training University should all be things that you are duplicating with your downline. And so I have to say to yourself, like, the people that are working in your personally sponsored coaches, are they really matching your effort and intensity? Like, do you have anybody that really wants to work the business or not? Because if the answer is no, and a lot of times we say no, but they have really good potential, that doesn't count. They have to actually be people that are like matching your effort and intensity too. So I always say, okay, I need to get some more people, but the people that I do have, let me say, okay, it's November. Let's co-run groups together. Or, hey, do you think you can get 2 people to do double time? Let's sign them up as coaches, right away. They can get the discount. Their kids are going to be drinking Shakeology or Daily Sunshine. You're going to be drinking Shakeology. Like, let's get people together. So, think about how can you dig down into your downline and start to kind of help people get going. Let's say you have a coach and then they have a coach that's really inspired and that shows up, and you have like somebody 2 levels down. Just because they're not your personally sponsored doesn't mean that you can't still have a relationship with those people. Reach down and say, hey, I noticed that you're doing an awesome job. Your posts are great. You're getting Success Club points on the board. Would you like to co-run this group with me? Because it may motivate other people or even your coach that's kind of in the middle. So feel free to kind of pour in and dig down and love on people, even if they're levels deep in your organization too. Okay. All right. So that's kind of your goal. I mean, I think that's enough to work on for this week to help get you going. Now, what as far as questions do you guys have with conversations? Let me read this. If there's anything I can help you guys with. I have a fear of being that annoying person, like those pink drink folks, overkill. All right. So I think it's the way you say it. I think that's the most important part. So you're not overkill if you're preaching something that you really, really believe in, and you do it in such a way that it really inspires people. And so a lot of times, what I'll say is like, man, I didn't know that I could earn an income from home. I just really didn't know the opportunity existed. I didn't know that I could do something I love and actually make a really good income doing it. And maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're like, I haven't made the income yet, but it's possible. And so you want to talk about that, and so you're like, hey, I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't share it. It might not be for everybody on my timeline. It might not be for all my friends, but if you do have a passion for helping people, if you do want to own your own business, if you would like to control your own business hours, this is a really good opportunity to be a part of an amazing company that really promotes health and wellness the way that I believe in it. So that doesn't come across as like, sign up, buy this. It comes across as, I genuinely am sharing this with you. When I talk about like the cash for Christmas, because we're kind of moving into the holidays, it's like, wow. In the past, I would have gotten another part-time job. I'd got a retail job and I would have had to spend time away from my family on the weekends, and I'd have missed out on fun things over the holidays so that we could maybe pay for part of our credit card bill, so that we could, argue with each other in January, February, and March because we spent too much. I'm offering people an opportunity to do that from home. Okay, it might not be your jam, but I'd be stupid if I didn't share it. So like it's how you do it. It's how you do it that makes you either relatable or not. And you can't worry about offending people, because not everybody's going to love it, but you just got to put it out there. Like that's the most important thing, is you've got to put it out there for other people. I will say the other part too is like a discount, like, do you love, do you want to drink Shakeology? Do you want to be a part of a challenge group, but, you struggle with paying full price? Like if, there is an opportunity to get it at a discount. So that's another way that you can go with people too. So yeah. And if people ever get annoyed, this is what I say. I'll show you the unfollow button. You don't have to unfriend me. We can still be friends, but if you don't want to see my stuff, there's an unfollow button and I can show you how to do it, So, and that's just what I say, because I want my tribe is going to be inspired by what I post and not turned off by it. If somebody is annoyed, then they're not my people. They wouldn't be a good fit for my business anyways. And then hopefully they just unfriend me because we just wouldn't be a good fit. Right. And you just got to think about it that way too. Because if you have to talk somebody into doing it, you will have to talk them out of not quitting 6 months from now too, because they won't be all in. They won't be 100%. Jill, I love the whole, I just mailed out a surprise coach gift package with a cool workout tee, a new shaker cup. That's really cute. That was a good idea. Do you think you could post a payday post about how it covered your startup? Absolutely. I do. I would definitely do that. And then if it covered more than just your startup costs, I'd talk about that too. I'd be like, it covered my initial investment and it'll cover like our date night this week or whatever. And that's just in the first month of being a coach, and maybe you just say like, I rank advanced I am, first level in a business. I've made X amount of money. And I think you talk about that. You definitely have to talk about that because that is appealing to people. So yes. All right. Let's see. All right. Jill. So Heather, Heather and Jill, or was it Heather? Yeah, it was Heather. Did I answer a lot of those questions on who to invite and how to invite? Did I answer that question on how and who? Is there anything different you guys would like to know on that how to invite or who? And the other thing too is, especially, it's easy to get in a habit of not adding people to your contact list. So if you have to say to yourself, am I purposefully every day adding new people? And then am I watching who's liking my post, you know? And so, you know, Heather, too, it's like, okay, I'll just say, like, you haven't approached everyone. You may have approached everyone that you're friends with, but you haven't approached everyone. And so, you know, one of your big parts is that you have to, well, first of all, you can't worry about the person that ghosted, because people will do that to you every day, all day, 24/7. So, like, you can't focus on who said no. You got to focus on who's out there. And so every day when you wake up, you got to say to yourself, all right, I got to add at least 5 new friends. Okay, let me go on Facebook, like Facebook or Instagram. And so then you go, okay, am I friends with all the people that I went to high school, college, that live in my neighborhood, that go to my church, that are in my kids' classes? Like, have you gone to every garage sale site and local site and friend requested people that you're mutual friends with? Have you gone to your husband's page? Have you gone to your best friend's page? Have you gone to your brother's page and your sister's and, you know, girls you went to school with? Have you looked at all of that? And then once you've exhausted 5,000 friends on Facebook, you know, then you go over to Instagram and you say to yourself, all right, I'm going to do the same thing on Instagram. I'm going to search hashtags. I'm going to find new people. I'm going to start new conversations. And every day, that's your jam. Your jam is finding people, connecting with people, asking for referrals. Somebody tells you no. Do you know somebody that would be interested? Could you point me in that direction? And so you're just constantly saying, how do I get more interaction, more traction, more people? It's just about the more eyes, the better. As soon as you start noticing somebody new liking a post or following you, you send them a message. And so part of your job is out there finding the right people too. All right. Do you send cold coach invites? No, I don't. So this is what I consider a cold invite. I consider a cold invite, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. Would you like to join my team? And copy and pasting it to the entire friends list. That's a cold invite. Not a cold invite would be like, hey, Shannon, I've been following your Instagram for a while. I love your posts. I love your content. You are inspiring. I feel like we have a lot in common. I don't know if you know anything about Beachbody, but I think you would make a really great coach. Would it be something that I could share with you some more information on? That's not a cold invite. That's a personalized invitation to somebody. I'm giving them a compliment. I'm telling them why I think that they would make a good fit for my team. So that is what I would say. Okay, best response to I'm so busy, I don't have time. That has been the main objection. Okay, so what I would do, Nicole, is if people are giving me the time objection, I make posts about it. I'm like, I'm a busy mom, I work full time, and I've got 2 kids, and I build this thriving business, and I do it in the pockets of my time. Like while my kids are at baseball practice, I sit in the car and send my invites, right? You know, so I talk about when I find the time. I talk about how I plan out my calendar. Talk about finding time. So my posts, if I'm getting a lot of that objection, that's what I post about. If people are giving you the time objection, then in your sneak peeks, you want to have people that work full time and they handle that objection. They talk about it. And then there are going to be other people that are like, I just don't have time. And that's just their reason. That's just a way of them telling you I'm not really interested. So I'm just going to tell you I don't have time. You know, so kind of got to look at it. But maybe if you are somebody who stays home and this is your primary job, a lot of times people who work full time will give you that objection because they look at you and they think unless they're you, then they can't do it. So, you know, sometimes you've got to be able to show people, and I don't know if you do or not, but I'm just kind of saying, like, you ask another coach to share in the sneak peek or get other people's perspectives or spotlight coaches. That kind of stuff does help too. And then too, Nicole, like even though you stay at home, it's not like you just sit on your butt all day and work your Beachbody business. Like, you know, I think about how when my kids were little, I was like everything all the time. You know, I only had like an hour here and a half hour there. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff that I talked about too. All right. Anything else? Other questions? I have a 2 and a 4-year-old. Yeah, staying home. I feel like it. Yeah. And sometimes it's easier to get a babysitter and work, you know, and have that uninterrupted time. So, all right. So mine too. Mine are 2 and 3. So now the game plan is this. We've got to try. and we have to work really hard at this. Like, we really have to work at this, all right? It will be the best accomplishment ever if you can end on November 30th and be a diamond coach, or even before that, all right? That is the goal. I want to see all of you grow in this process. I want you to learn how to get better at coaching invites. I want you to learn how to get better at coaching posts. I want you to go all in. The mindset, the heart behind it. I don't want you to be like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Because if you're kind of teetering 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're not going to get there. So I just need you to be like 100% for the next 30 days. And that doesn't mean you give up everything in your life. It just means that you're purposeful and planned with the time that you devote to building your business. You're purposeful and you're planned about the invites and the coaching posts and the follow-ups and what you're saying to people, and you practice. Because what do we know? We know practice makes you better. Practice makes your skills sharper and stronger. So let's really focus on that. So figure out how many coaches you need, who's going to be your emeralds, how many invites you're going to do per day, 4 coaching posts a week, and then actively coming into our closed Facebook group and sharing conversations, asking for advice, sharing solutions. Like, each of us come in and share, and let's just crush it. Let's spend some time crushing it. And read this book. I guarantee you this will not only give you fuel for yourself, but this will help you mentor your future coaches that are going to be joining your team as well. So this book will be really, really good. All right, so let me just see. Let me just finish up, and we're done, so you guys can go. If you have some questions, you can stay. Deb, it says, I am 54 and want people my own age on my tribe, but I always get crickets. Should I differently? So, Deb, I think you just want to think about, who do you want to attract? Sit down and really plan out your avatar and say, this is the age range that I want to target to. This is my perspective that I want. And I think that you probably haven't invited enough people yet. So you pick your person. I would not just say older people. I would, not even just your age. I would say, I just want people with these qualities, regardless of age. They just need to have these qualities, this kind of work ethic, these kind of qualities, this kind of mindset. Because I have friends that are in their 50s that are like my rock star coaches. And then I have coaches that are in their early 20s, but they're like me. They think like me. We have that same mindset. So it's more about the mindset than it is about the age of somebody. But they are, okay. Opposites attract. So Jill, too, the other thing too is that if people are like, let me see, I feel like I attract women who are overwhelmed and stressed, then maybe you just need to say, maybe it is go-getters. Like, are they go-getters, but they just bite off more than they can chew, or they're just overwhelmed and stressed? So yeah, it sounds like you could change it up a little bit. Always read your post back to yourself and say, am I attracting what I want? Or am I coming across as like, I'm always stressed, so I'm talking about stress relief? Am I talking about being overwhelmed but still loving my life? So think about, okay, when I write a coaching post, you want to talk about it a little bit differently. All right, good. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. I hope that this was helpful, and we will touch base again next Tuesday. We will come back. I'll have a totally different topic for you. I'll be posting in this group, and even though I'm going to be in Vegas this week for leadership, I will bring back great stuff for you guys next week and share it with you. But I'm still going to post in the group, and I'm still going to show up. So I expect for you guys to, hold the tent poles up while I'm gone and carry each other through and answer questions if you've got answers for people in the group. All right? Okay, guys, go have a good week, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.